and it shall be called...
How's it going tonight, everybody? Welcome to Dungeon Masters of Entrath, the Hex TC Game Show, episode 42, which, in honor of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, I am calling Life, the Universe, and Everything. Get the music restarted up. And get it turned down to a level where I can sustain it while talking. Get this cleared out of here. Appreciate y'all indulging me. What's up, Jakisha? Alright, so I need to get my hex pulled back up and I need to mute my own stream. Jakisha has come to invade the dungeons! Fight me! So, sorry, I just gotta get my hex back up here. So, we are starting a new dungeon tonight, which I am unapologetically calling the Filler Dungeon, because I am working on a grand, huge new dungeon, which is going to have over 100 new decks to it. That is taking a freaking very long time to build, because I have a job, other commitments, and I do like to do other things besides play Hex sometimes. So it's still a work in progress. So, in the meantime, I have taken 21 decks from prior dungeons, shuffled them up, created a brand new map here, and that is the map you see before you. It's not a it's a flashback of decks that have been in prior dungeons, but it is the flashback dungeon, yes. So there are some decks from the Phobias dungeons in here. There's some decks from prior dungeons. So to win, you need to chart a course through 4 decks. So I designed this basically to, it says if, I'm guessing Tribunal Magistrate's coming over with a raid. It says if a raid is offensive, moderate in chat settings. Well, shut up. Yeah, Jakisha, Tribunal Magistrate is raiding with a party of 4. What is up, Tribunal Magistrate? Thank you for your support of the show, bringing in some peeps. So everybody in this new dungeon, you are starting at room number 1, smack in the center. And then from there, you're working your way through connected rooms to basically as far as you can get on one of these points. Like room number 21, room number 17, 4, 10, 14, 12, 7, 19. Those are basically the endpoints. So from starting from room 1, you're working your way through connected lines, fighting your way to one of the ends, picking your path through the dungeon. I kind of designed it this way to give people as many choices as possible throughout the dungeon on which way you're going. Tim Lagore wants in. Alright, and Jakisha, I'm assuming you have a deck as well. Sleep is for the weak. Tim Lagore, and I know your in-game name's the same. Jakisha, is your in-game name just Jakisha? If anybody else wants in, please let me know. We stream for about 3 hours, so lots of time. Alright, Pandemica, I know your in-game name. Alright, so that's nice. Right off the bat, we are 3 deep at challengers. No wasted time here. Tim Lagore. Challenge me when ready. And again, everybody starts in room 1, so you don't have a choice to make until you've won. And then you can kind of pick your path through the dungeon. Matches are best of 1. If you win, you keep going. If you lose at any point along the way, your run is over. Better luck next time, and the prize pool grows for the next challenger to come along after you. We has a new follower. Romo SJR has pledged allegiance to the Empire. Thank you very much. Do appreciate the support. Tim Lagore had declined. Theron, can you explain your deck building process and if there are deck building rules for the challengers? I'll start with the second half of that. For the challengers, yes. It is a mortal format. You can use every set. Common, uncommon only. You are allowed to use rare shards to help a little bit in mitigating some of the threshold variance that comes with best of ones. Okay, he's got Tim Legore has to check to make sure that his deck is legal. So I do immortal format commons and uncommons only the vast majority of the time, because I feel that's a format that is accessible to the largest possible group of people to make things nice and easy. Hex Manifesto has pledged allegiance to the Empire. Thank you as well. The next dungeon that I am working on is going to have 5 different formats that you can choose from. So it's going to be an even more pick your own poison. We're going to have commons and uncommons only. We're going to have rares are allowed, but no legendaries. I have 2 different prismatic dungeons, which are going to be a bunch of different formats, like Highlander, Escalator, Tribal, which, 20 cards of a single race. And I don't know why the Emperor is continuing to go off when I thought I got Nightbot out of channel. Yes, and then there's also going to be a block constructed tower too. So there's going to be a lot of different formats in the next one, so that people have more options. La Costa has pledged allegiance to the Empire. The follow train. All right, Tim Legore. Wait, I hit cancel. What is going on right now? What is happening right now? This isn't the right deck. Alright, sorry about that. I swear this is the jank deck I used for the Frenzy yesterday. Get out of here. Alright, so what is going on? I forfeited. Client, please. Here, alright, let's try this again. Tim Legore challenge. Immortal. F1. F for filler and then the number. Sun challenge. Alright, Tim Legore is going to get the actual correct deck this time. And Raptos, I see you. You are contestant number 4 tonight. We got Tim Legore, Jakisha, Pandemica, you. So this is the correct deck. This hand seems fine. Whimsy Witch into a Party Fungi. Looks like a pretty good good line for Transform to be taking here. So I mixed it up, starting with some Merry Caravan action because I really wanted to play more butterflies. Tim Legore rolling with Ivan Slagpot. If I had to guess, I would imagine it's some flavor of Redlings that he's bringing to bear here. But we shall see. So passing turn over. Have fun and may the rebellion succeed. Lies and blasphemy. Alright, so Tim Legore dropping the War Machine. Okay, I know what that deck is. Definitely seen this deck before. So he's going to be playing Dreadlings because every time a Dreadling comes into play, it deals 1 damage to us just for existing. Pair that with Vilefang Eremite, which also does the damage and the health gain for everything, and that's going to get very explosive very quickly. So we're going to throw down a Party Fungi for increased survivability here. Swing with a 6/7 Acetic Aspirant. Its abilities aren't relevant. It's a 6/7 body. And it also is a 3/4 body at the end of turn here, so it's still in strangle range, but it is a little bit harder to kill. And so now Vilefang Aeromite pinged us for damage. Timlagor gets some life. Dreadlings swing in. You're broke. I'll block 2. We're still taking 2. Okay, so 4 resources. I'd love to play the Spellsong Sweeties, but I think it's swing first and ask questions later. Alright, so that's gonna deal 7. Let's Battle of Destiny. Target troop you control deals damage equal to its power to target opposing troop. So target troop you control takes out Vilefang Aeromite to stop the health gain portion of this. Let's seek some adventure. And throw down a Spellsong Sweeties, so when this transforms, that also transforms. They both get real big. The War Machinist deigns to turn up this time. Dread Apprentice is coming down. Makes a whole bunch of Dreadlings. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get pinged for 5 off of War Machinist. And again, everything swinging in. Spellsong Sweeties dies. Sad. More Dreadlings, more damage. This combo is... This is a particularly savage deck. And I have not ventured into the game of banning anything in rock levels yet, but a couple of these cards make me tempted sometimes. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's lethal. Just kablamo. So the party came to an abrupt and tragic end. So let's pull up the map. Timlagor now has 4 choices. Could go to room 15, 5, 8, or 2. I'm going to pull up my OBS better. Yeah, so 15, 5, 2, or 8 are the different avenues on where to go here. So just wait for Timlagor to make his choice, and then we shall venture deeper into the remixed dungeon. Right, he has chosen 2. 2 it shall be. Because you would never expect that I follow 1. Alright, let's get the map off here. We're going 2. Number 2. Nope, not standard. Not standard. Immortal. Yeah, the fungi were worrying. The fungi just wanted to party. Alright, send a challenge. So, number 2 is a return from the Phobias dungeon, which was the last dungeon. And this is Zoophobia, aka the fear of animals. So this is a very beast-centric deck. New/old dungeon, Raptos. It's a brand new map, but it's a mix of 21 decks that were all in prior dungeons. I did not make any new decks. It's a filler so that we have some kind of fresh content, because people have to take a new path through things. Some of the decks have not been seen on stream in quite some time, but it saved me having to try to build a bunch of new decks when I'm still trying to work on a massive other dungeon. I don't like that hand. I don't like this hand either, but we'll keep it. Because I have a grand total of 58 decks built so far for the next dungeon. and I think I still need to build a minimum of 30 more before I can start streaming the dungeon. I don't have to have every deck done because some decks are like 30 to 40 floors deep in some of the dungeons, and it's going to take players a long time to get that far in, so I don't have to have the decks built for a while. But I do think I probably need like 80 decks ready to go to start the next dungeon. So for now, we're just kind of keeping it loose, having some fun with the existing stuff, in a little bit new of a remixed way. While I continue to, I'm taking a couple different avenues to grow this show and continue to do some excellent things with it. Most of the things I am working on... Ooh, look, an AI-only card. Primordial Silverback, pay 3. Put this from your hand into your deck, and a troop gets +4/+4, and Crush. Sort of Stigma Buster. It's kind of like an all-star dungeon, or it's a deck... It's decks I built and I didn't get to play enough because people wrecked them so fast, and I really wanted to see them play again. So I included them back in the dungeon. It's stuff like that. Fall into my trap. Fall into my trap. If he goes for this, we're in a Wild Growth. If he lets this through, we're in a Crash of Beasts. Yeah, Bufflord. Something smells. He's aware of the possibility of a trap. See, I really don't care about the Buffalo, and Wild Growth, it goes back into your deck. So we're not really losing anything there. Let's just take that off the board. Buffalo lives. We have an Iron Maw here that can battle Diamond, Ruby, or Sapphire troops. So if we find another resource, this can eat this. And that's one less thing that we have to worry about. Another Emperor's Lackey immediately. That's not good. Alright, so we could charge power, but we're not gonna. Certainly the Dungeon Master couldn't have shenanigans twice. Let's eat that War Machinist. Get out of here. Have no patience for you constantly dealing me damage for Dreadlings coming into play. Well, that ain't friendly. But there's another War Machinist. Probably does not want to sacrifice that into the Emperor's Lackey, because that's one of the core pieces of tech in the entire deck. Now your dreads only do 1 each. Sad face, except really not. We're really not sad for Tumblagore, who's slag potting away, dealing so many points of damage, and does have a thing to sacrifice into the Lackey now, so can only block 1. Have to take 3 points of damage here. Nope, 4 points of damage. Sorry, Mr. Dreadling. And let's continue our swing first, ask questions later ways. That costs 3 to do. What you gonna do? We can also do this and this the same turn. So that's a lot of health. We're dealing a lot of damage, but that's a lot of health. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We could do up to 15 points of damage here. And then we're kind of out of tricks. So now Tumblagore needs to figure out, okay, am I going to try to block this? Am I going to chump? Am I going to let it all go through and not lose my pieces? Because that is 4. He's letting it all through. Alright, so that's 12. I think we leave it at 12 and hold a wild growth. That was an explosive. That was an expensive wild growth. Well, it also gives crush, but yes. All right, so no pre-combat plays. We're looking at 6, 7 damage here. And another Emperor's Lackey. And a wild, or a Dread Factory, okay. So a Crash of Beasts is good-ish. We could swing in there and hit a trick. We're only dealing 3 points of damage. This is kind of a bad position to be in. I think I'm just going to hold the line here against a Dreadling Swarm. Dreadling Swarm probably means dead anyway because of War Machinist. That deck always throws me off. Alright. Does Timlagor have Dreadling Generation? It is the million-dollar question. Have to assume when these swing that these are 4/4s, so letting them both through is lethal. Letting one through is bad enough. But Timlagor's on 10. Also has to be afraid of what we can do on a crackback. So what is the swing going to be here? Take off the Seeking Challengers, because we got a roster of 4 people so far tonight. Timlagor, Jakisha, Pandemica, Raptos. Many will enter, few will leave. Timlagor not taking a swing. Alright, we draw a Well of Savagery. I don't think the threshold matters. Let's summon some more rhinos. And I'm gonna go ahead and swing with one of them. Because if I don't think there'd be a sacrifice into the Emperor's Lackey to try to pick that off. So I think this is reasonably free. They either trade or this just sails through. Alright, they trade. Let's keep a Rhino and deal you 3 anyway. No 4. Has the charges on the Dread Factory. So we take 2. Take 2 to the face. Oh. Take 2 to the face. Just holding those cremates back. The illusion of control that we had was very quickly gone. And so Timlagor, in our dungeon map here, started at 1, as all people do, went to 2, and now has 3 choices. 16, which leads to 17, 3, which leads to 4, or go down to 9, which leads to 10. So there's three choices here. Disappointing I didn't get to tell you that it ain't afraid of no goat. Yeah, there's a goat in there. Nice. Oh my god, he's going in numerical order. 3. He's going 3. Well, you know he has to go to 4 after that. He's locked into a path now. Send a challenge. Stop telling me it's standard. We are not doing standard. He said straight for the exit. Number 3 is arachnophobia. The fear of spiders. Spiders versus dreadlings. Round 3. Fight! Alright, we'll get this challenge loading in here. Appreciate everybody who is hanging out with me on a Wednesday night here. This is episode 42. We have been doing this show for 10 months now. We're pretty much 10 months. Started February 8th and has been going weekly since then. Okay, we're going first here. Now this is an AI combo I like to see. How's this for fair? Dungeon Master gets Tribunal Magistrate and Brood Baron in the opening hand. I don't care what the rest of the hand is. We'll keep this. And just hope that there's no removal that can take that out. The game plan is officially just try to hold out and make their deck implode with spiders. We also have the Zinzet Silk, Venom Allegiance, gain a threshold, or choose to put some spiderling eggs in their deck. We'll choose the eggs. We're fine on thresholds right now. So 2 of the bomb cards early, and Exarch is another solid bomb. This deck is not all rares, by the way, despite how the shuffler has chosen to draw it for me right now. I'm just getting obscenely lucky with finding what's in here. Alright, let's play another Sapphire Shard. Get down Tribunal Magistrate. Put a couple eggs in the deck. Not going to swing. We're gonna make Redlings push through us and combo off. And it's gonna be whose combo goes faster. Well, that seems fair. Right? Shuffler stacked. Massively stacked this time. He's not gonna like what he sees in a couple turns. Vilefang Eremite. Gonna hold the Chronic Madness until there's more eggs in deck, because we're greedy. Again, seriously, this deck is not all rares. Okay, Vilefang's Eremite's a common. But the ratio is a little bit off this particular go-around. I knew I couldn't trust Pandemica not to stab me in the back. Oh, getting called out. Getting called out. Alright, another War Machinist. So all Dreadlings count as 2 now. That's a crap ton of points of damage. Yeah, so we're not going to be so kind anymore as if we ever were. Yukito, what is up? How are you doing tonight? Hopefully well. Today's my Wednesday, but it feels like my Thursday. I go into work tomorrow, and then I have Friday off, so I'm kind of on the downswing of the week, which is nice. Because in the auto insurance business, the week after Thanksgiving and the week after Christmas are the 2 roughest weeks of the year, because our office closes for a couple days, so any accidents that happen over a long holiday weekend, I'm getting notice of all of those landing in my inbox on Monday, so I become obscenely backed up. And most people I talk to are pretty crabby because they were in an accident over a holiday weekend, so, you know, that sucks worse than it usually would. Alright, let's go Spiderling Eggs. Get some eggs in there. And throw down Brood Baron, and now next turn all the eggs are going to double. I'm making a shitty deck. Tell Langrel. You're gonna have to tell him that yourself. Jakisha into house. I think that might be Tim Legore waving the flag here, worried about it, but he's gonna combo off and kill us next turn. Pretty sure I am combo killed. Gonna combo kill me this turn. Watch, he's gonna do it. He's gonna combo kill me this turn. A wall of 4 rares means nothing. Not the top deck he had in mind. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Tim Legore may not have it. Tim Legore may be out. It could be Jakisha in the house. We could have a Jakisha up in here. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I told you he was gonna kill us this round. He's up to 30 health. This is, again, decks like this existing is why the Dungeon Master does not feel bad about padding his deck with some rares. Yeah, that wasn't the top deck. I'm good, though. Highly tuned decks are exactly the reason the Dungeon Master gets to use rares. Alright, so we take 3, and then we're going to eat a cremate, and that's going to be the end of us. Here it is. Here it is. Come on. I know you have it. There it is. See? See? I told you he never didn't have it. Alright, so we're up to room 4. The finale. Final boss. You should have known better than to count on Pandemica. Well, I was holding a Chronic Madness in hand, so if I had gotten to have another turn, I would have doubled all the eggs in your deck, and then I would have started milling things, and maybe I'd have gotten lucky. Challenge. Alright, so room 4 is Metathesiopia, the Fear of Change, which is also from our Phobias dungeon previously, and part of the Hex charity stream. Alright, we got Light of the Seven up in here. I think I should take the dungeon map off like a professional streamer so you can actually see the game. We'll go first. I think this is reasonably fitting final boss music. This hand is garbage, though. Alright, this isn't great, but it can be worked with because there's Fate Weave, Arcane Focus, Shackling Strands. Alright, let's see if Shift Shenanigans can take out Redlings. Trick is going to be to find a high Infinitrix early. That Shafty. Almost like he's planning to cheat. Gonna get SCH Wifty in here. See, I'm gonna make a Rick and Morty reference because Pandemica hasn't watched Rick and Morty yet. Pandemica doesn't get it. Calling you out. Pandemica is like the Hex community's version of Rick Sanchez, and he doesn't even know it. Alright. Tim Legore making a tough call here on if he wants to keep this hand or not. Come on, let's get Swifty in here. See if I can find that on YouTube while we wait. Okay, we're rolling. All right. Play Saf first and seek some adventure because we need to find things. He is really smart and witty. He has the most brutal, like, slam downs on people who are dumb. Swifty, not sure if I keep this. And there's poop jokes. Yes, there are lots of poop jokes. Alright, so let's Fate Weave and seek some adventure so that we know one of these cards is going to be a non-resource. Stern Infinitor, be mine. So I think I want Chimera Guard before Stern Infinitor, but sadly both are both die to cremate. What happens if he beats this encounter? If he beats this encounter, he wins the grand prize, which currently isn't that big because there haven't been very many failed attacks on the dungeon. It'd be a Dawn of War booster, 4,000 gold, Warp Steel Widget, and Fierce Justicar is the current prize pool. He doesn't have any time to build before Timogor just wrecks house. The other repercussion of it is that, if I pull up the dungeon map very briefly, rooms 3 and 4 get locked off. So you could still go 1 to 16, 17 if you wanted, or 1 to 9, 10. But rooms 3 and 4 get closed for business. Pandemica not knowing Mr. Poopy Butthole saddens me. Yes, it is a travesty. Oh, come on. Double War Machinist? Alright. Alright. Some assholes take longer to stretch. So, I mean, I guess I still make some effort to try to do what I want to do. Stern Infinitor has Flight and Swift Strike, so good shift over Swift Strike here. Unfortunately, Shackling Strands does nothing against what this deck is trying to do over on this half of the board. And I am debating, I need to add War Machinist to my consider banning list. I think Vilefang Eremite gets a slide. War Machinist might not. One of the pieces has to probably go. Alright, so let's throw out Deep Gaze Champion. Play another resource. Now this would swing it as a... Actually, no. Let's shift that over. And then both of these are going to get bigger. And... yeah, I'm not going to swing into that. Oh, actually shift. I just made he look suspicious and expected to be cheating horrible things into play. Yeah. Thrawn banning cards? What is this? Yes. Well, in the next dungeon, Lasgar's Vengeance is banned in all formats, where rares are allowed. And there may be others, but as a dungeon master, trying to create fun and thematic decks, people rolling in with like Lasgar's aggro decks would just piss me off. So we're not even gonna allow that, and I'm just gonna preemptively ban that. And I'm already at 5 health. This is ridiculous. Oh, I wish you had Life Drain. I wish you had Life Drain. Makes up for the humiliation of this deck on Friday. Yeah, let's give you Flight. We're dead, by the way. There's no way we're not dead, so... might as well poke him in the eye for a little bit of fun. I'll make something else for next time. Alright, so I'm going to need to take a very short mini break before we have Jakisha begin a dungeon run. It'll be like 2
Thanks
minutes.
so much for watching. Thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to this channel as well. And share the
Dread
video
legs.
with your friends, or let me know what was your favorite part on this video down below on the comments, okay? And working with
Alright,
Alina
so
was a pleasure. She's amazing. She has a very cool YouTube channel.
Pause. Actually, skip to the next track and then pause this. Okay, and I need to get over here. So, just for Pandemica and Timligor, who won the dungeon, we're gonna get Swifty up in here.
Oh yeah, you gotta get Swifty. You gotta get Swifty in here. It's time to get Swifty. Uh-oh, you gotta get Swifty. Oh yeah. Take off your pants and your panties. Shit on the floor. Time to get Swifty in here. Gotta shit on the floor. I'm Mr. Bulldops. I'm Mr. Bulldops. Take a shit on the floor. Take off your panties and your pants. It's time to get Swifty in here.
New song, Swifty, double X, Swifty song coming at ya. It's the Swifty.
Hey, take your pants off. It's Swifty time today.
There we go. We got Swifty up in here. Yes, it's from Rick and Morty. If you have not watched the show, all right. I'm gonna turn my audio back down on that, and let's see, that needs to get a little bit lower. All right, and we'll put back on real music, and I will be right back. I need to AFK for a second, and then Jakisha in the house is going to start our second run of the night. All right, I'm back. Get the hex stream action going here again. Turn my own headphones way down. All right, and Let's Swifty apparently didn't cost me any viewers. I am surprised and pleased with all of you. Jakisha, let me send you a whisper. Alright, Jakisha, send me a challenge when you are ready. Remember, immortal format, please. And Timligor, if you were not aware, your prize, there had only been one failed attempt before you came in and smashed the dungeon's face. So the prize pool was not that big, but you're getting a Dawn of War booster, 4,000 gold, a Warp Steel widget, and a Fierce Justicar after the stream. And I need to reset L prize pool here. Failed attempts, 0. We will put in a Dead of Winter booster. X1. 2K gold. And courtesy of Raptos, we are throwing in a PvE Mercenary Corkix, which is, I believe, is the Portal one. And I'm going to need to dig through my prize collection for some more stuff as we go. Forgot to mention that sweet, sweet revenge. Alright, so let me get all of this repositioned where I like it. A lot of monitors up at the same time when you're running a game show. Free wins are boring. If only there was a stream you could watch. I know a guy who streams on Wednesday nights. His name is Mokog. No, I'm kidding. Although he is probably live on the official channel right now. And I'm not knocking him. But, yeah, there's this great show called Dungeon Masters of Entrath. I hear the, you know, the show's okay. Dungeon Master guy's a little bit weird. Bit of an acquired taste. Mokog is live. Yeah, that's what I thought. We always... I joke because for the entire 10 months of Dungeon Masters of Entrath, he and I have streamed it literally the same time, so it's kind of a running joke between us. I'll take some adventure. Yeah, I know this guy that streams. It's not me though; it's the other guy. No, I'm having fun, and you know, slowly but surely. The show has been growing. I continue to get more ambitious in my dungeon designs. This one accepted because it's kind of remix stuff. But I continue to get more ambitious in what I'm doing. You know, viewership grows. Interaction with the audience has been great, so I love doing it. But just to give you guys a small window into how long it takes to set up this show, this dungeon is entirely decks that I had previously built. You know, so I didn't have to make any new decks. What I had to do is make a new map to give people a new path through the dungeon, and then renamed all of the decks so that I knew how to find them and pull them up again to match people. And just making the map, picking out the decks, and renaming things took me over an hour. And those are just minor tweaks. The music is still a bit loud. Thank you. How's that? Is that better? Swinging in with a 5-3 giraffe. I could do for another few troops. Because we just have the Poppy Pixie and then, like, nothing else. Versus the Illumination Train. Probably need to block this to stop more illumination. When this deals combat damage to an opposing champion, illuminate 1. So I expect this swings. Alright, whose trick is bigger? I want the illuminate gone. No! 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 Nobody likes to party. What y'all got against a party? Coach! It's still fairly loud, but you can hear me fine. Well, that's the important thing. I mean, I've got it down negative 30 decibels relative to... Oh, you know what? My mic is turned down a little bit. How's that? Did I just magically get way louder? If my voice is too loud now, let me know. Three, 6, 9. I'm probably pretty dead. Probably just pretty dead. Hardy Fungi is fun, but haven't had enough. Oh, good lord. Choir of Lumos. Yeah, we're super dead. Super dead. Another... Jesus. Alright. How's that? Yeah. We're dead. Super dead. Alright, Candle said you're not gonna get to party. You don't get to party. No, you don't get to party. Mary Kivran don't get to party anymore. Try to forfeit this match. Okay. Getting the ratios right is challenging. I appreciate people actually like telling me that, so I don't go like an entire 3-hour segment where nobody can hear me or something. Alright, so Jakisha wants number 5, going the dead opposite direction of Timlagor. You go right, I go left. Round 2. Alright, send me a challenge when you're ready. Remember, folks, you can use a different deck between every match of the dungeon if you so want, as long as all of the dungeon decks meet the rules. Happy to have no music. Yeah, just pipe in your own stuff through headphones. You're splitting the dungeon in two, yes. Cutting off the extreme angles. I'm going to put the map back up until we have a challenge from Jakisha here, so y'all can see where things are going. So, rooms 3 and 4 have been closed off. Blame Timlagor. The rest of the dungeon is still valid. You can still go from 1 to 2 to 16 to 17 if you want, and skip by room 15. You could also go 2 into 9 and 10 if you don't want to go room 8. So room number 2 is still open for business. I have whispers from Jakisha that I was not paying attention to. 10 minutes until the fight night. Yeah, but Dungeon Masters. Room 5. Everyone's favorite deck. No one has ever complained about this deck ever in the history of Dungeon Masters of Entrath. It is universally beloved by everybody, because nobody could possibly have a problem with Daughter of Stars. Right? Nobody's mad about a bounce castle, right? Yeah, no music? Sometime I'll try that to see how many people you could further alienate with your rudeness. You are an acquired taste. Stigma Buster, this deck can die in a fire. So I was laying it on so thick because I know people hate this deck. That's why part of it keeps bringing it back, because I know it makes some people so violently angry. And then I get my Dungeon Master tears of joy. I don't think it matches up very well against Candles, though. Candles really don't care if I bounce one thing or another. Alright, so we'll pass things over. That's okay, it's what a good Dungeon Master does, right? So we've had Dreadlings and we've had fire starters here. All the candles. Rune Incandescence is going to illuminate, do more candle shenanigans. The better you are at generating strong emotions like hate, the better you are at engaging your players. It's true. I nearly broke a mouse because of this deck. But if you push it too far, I think you could. I have to be careful with that too. I don't want to push it too far to alienate the player base, where everybody goes, you know, screw Dungeon Masters of Entrath, run cheats, He just builds decks that are overloaded with rares, makes impossible challenges that no one's ever gonna win. You know, it's a BS contest, man. It's no fun. So I agree. Decks need to. I try to make decks hard, and come on, but I don't want to push it too hard, so hard that like people don't want to play anymore. But decks like this keep telling me that I have room to ramp the difficulty up. You didn't see Dino's Keeps then? Only a little bit, but I didn't watch them as much as many other people did. Alright, so let's get a Mystic Naturalist down and maybe think about building a bird army. This deck gives you Sith Lord levels of rage. Good. Give in to your anger. Fight the Bounce Castle. Give in to the dark side. And your training to become my apprentice shall be complete. Oh look, it's 2 a.m. Didn't think many of them were very hard. Well, that's good. At least on challenge level. But yeah, they need to. That's because I go for kind of like thematic and funness more than raw, brute, pure, evil challenge. Oh, you do think many of them were very hard. Okay, good. Good. You need you to suffer a little bit for your prizes. My budget is limited. I cannot be a loot pinata. You need to suffer for my goods. And that didn't stop them from being very popular. True. The next dungeon's got some fun stuff in it. Pandemica helped me test help an escalation brew that's going to be in the deck. Cursor was yeah. After the ass whoopings you've given me, at least you owe me is an apprenticeship. Raptos is perhaps the longest running, one of the longest and most dedicated viewers of the stream. I think has been here for dang near every single episode. And so that is much appreciated. Alright, so room 5 has fallen. I'll be disappointed if you don't use the new Necro Champ too. Which one is that? Alright, so Jakisha has the option of going to room 18, 11, or 6. Jakisha is forfeiting the run. Sad, do you have to go somewhere? Oh, he's going to Fight Night. I see how it is. Psh, psh, just show up, casually bitch slap the Dungeon Master a couple times, and then go, peace! Peace. I got Fight Night. I got this other tournament I gotta go to. It's all good. It's all good. I'm not actually mad. I just have to give you some crap. But thanks. Appreciate you coming and challenging the dungeon. What that means... Yeah, lol, that chutzpah. Just... it's a... But that does mean that Pandemica, aka the Tribunal Magistrate, is going to be our next challenger. Well, like I said, Jakisha, I'm totally not mad. I just have to, you know, I have to give you crap, right? Coach, the dungeon restrictions are, it's a mortal format, common and uncommon cards only, except that you may use rare shards. If you have any questions on that, let me know. Yeah, I totally missed. That's my bad on missing Jakisha's. The struggle Jakisha had to get that match going with me. Pandemica, I'm going to send you a challenge. I'm going to assume you're ready to roll. Challenge is away to Pandemica. We have Raptos on deck, and after that, it's wide open. Coach may try to get something together. Excellent. Well, let me know if you do and you have a deck ready. When everybody who is in my queue has played through, then I always want to make sure if there's somebody who's been watching and hasn't gotten to play yet, that you have an opportunity. As long as it's not too late into my stream, then I want you to have a shot. Otherwise, we'll usually start from the top and just go through again and give people a chance. Except if the queue is very long, if I ever got to like 4, 5, 6 people in the queue, then depending on time, I might start just doing like rolls for people, you know, doing dice rolls or something to randomize it, since not everybody would have a chance to play twice. You better get ready to pass judgment on the dungeon, though you really should go to bed. Sleep is for the weak, I say, as someone who needs like 8 hours or I won't be a functional human being in the morning. Alright, so we have to face Lady Avalanche. Pandemica rolling up in here with some momentum shenanigans. I think maybe momentum was shown once before in another iteration of the dungeon. But yeah, hey, I just popped over. I wanted to see how many people are streaming Hex right now. We are number 2 in our time slot, only behind the official channel, and that is exactly where I like to be. Number 2. Number 2. Alright, so Pandemica, sir, excuse me, sir, I need you to decide if you're going to keep your deck or your hand or not. Okay. Alright, so we're going to play Belligerent Badger. We have Party Fungi on 2. Party Fungi has been very good about showing up on time today. We have Battle of Destiny to help pick off something. And we also have a Wild Growth. This is a reasonable starting hand. It needs for some stuff that actually transforms, though. We have building pieces, but we don't have transformation things. Alright, so let's throw down a Party Fungi. And just swing into an open board with an Angry Badger. It's the sound of a belligerent badger. Going in to take a bite out of Lady Avalanche. Alright. And so now Pandemica is making some decisions. Sunrise Spectre, 1/1 Flight. When he verdict gains +1/+1 and life drain for a turn. Let's Fate Wave for some adventure. I don't think I want to waste these tricks on that right now. I will swing in with a Party Fungi, though. Okay, just checking my camera location. Yeah, I think my camera spot's fine. Okay, so we may get poked in the eye for 1 here. Another 1/1 flyer. 3 1/1 flyers. Alright, that's a little less funny now. Let's get Whimsy Witch down. Play our resource. I feel like maybe I need to take those more seriously. I'm gonna swing with the Badger too. If they block Badger, I can Wild Growth to get rid of one of them. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're just trading point for point at the moment. I want Battle of Destiny to slap down the first thing that comes into play that has momentum. You know, I've been expecting Jubilant Jousters and some of that other stuff for a while now. Alright, so here's momentum is put on that one. So am I just misreading the momentum here? Okay, that's, you have to verdict, not fate weave. Maybe it's weird draws, but Pandemica's deck is not doing what I expected it to be doing so far. So we've got some weenies, we've had some fate weave, we have some momentum now. Okay, so that's something I was expecting to see out of this deck. Lots of resources. That's going to swing in as a 4/4. Sadly, Battle of Destiny's basic, but there are ways to there are ways to combo these two cards. No! 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 Well, now I have to waste the wild growth to keep Party Fungi alive. Yeah, chances are his deck isn't doing what he expected it to be doing. Alright, so I had to waste wild growth to keep Party Fungi alive. We're going to take probably 6 in the air. Oh, and okay, it's all good, fam. We immediately draw another one. Alright, so I cannot block anything in the air. So let's swing. We're going to deal 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This already has 4. That's good enough. Yeah, let's go this direction with it. Battle of Destiny. Ping for ping. And what's still in the hand? Yeah, I'll seek some adventure. Alright, so we got rid of the big problematic one. Have an Angry Badger. Still have a Party Fungi. But yeah, he got all the momentum stuff, but none of the troops. That's brutal, because now we know one of these two cards is a wild shard. And now there's a verdict. Well, okay, so there's another wild shard. No, that plays 2, right? Yeah, so that's a wild shard and a portal. Well, that's big and ugly. Swings for 8. Bold move. Bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off for him. Eight Auspex of Lanapaw. Oh my god, when you play an action, your troops in all zones get +1/+1. The shenanigans! Because, you know, now I'm obligated to at least do that so that it ticks once. Kaboom! That'll do. That'll do. The butterflies got one. After being taken down twice, the butterflies are like, no, we gotta win one. And I think there's actually no rares in this one. Yeah, there's, which is another reason to make it a good entry deck. There's literally no rares in here. So it's less stacked than some of the other ones. Pandemica enters the dungeon. I'm going to momentum. Gets taken down by little butterflies and Party Fungi. Yeah, there weren't any butterflies in there, sadly. We didn't get to make any of those happen. But the Party Fungi got its shenanigans. You drew into all the potatoes, none of the meat in that deck to make things go. Yeah, there were legendaries, all right. You gotta work for them though, and you never know what they're going to be. All right, so our next challenger of the evening, challenger number 4, we have Raptos. That's right, Raptos, you are the next contestant on Dungeon Masters of Entrath. I'm pretty sure you have a deck ready. Let me try to find you. If you don't, you're fine to decline this challenge and let me know. But I'm going to send you a challenge to try to keep things moving because I think you're probably ready to go. We need to update the prize pool. You know what? I'm going to call Jakisha bailing on us a failure. So we have 2 fails on the dungeon, which means I need to add a to be determined rare because I forgot to look through my prize pool. Correct, coach. No reserves because matches are best of 1. You can use a different deck between matches all the way through the dungeon if you want, as long as all of the decks obey the rules. That's kind of reserves, is that you can do deck swaps. If you know what if you have observed a dungeon regularly and you know what one of the encounters is going to be, you could specifically build a dungeon or a deck to kind of hate out on that encounter. Go away, Windows Update. Leave me alone. Okay, so 4,000 gold, the Dead of War booster, and a to be determined rare. Oops, I forgot. Tim Ligor doesn't get Quarix. Does he? Was that my mistake? Who gets Quarix? I think maybe that's supposed to be added to this current prize pool. Alright, we're gonna go first. My heart wants to keep this, but I don't think I can. Alright, now this is yeah. We don't have any transform, but look at this. Party fungi, butterfly, bluebell dryad. Don't think you mentioned quirks for me. Yeah, I think that was supposed to be in the next prize pool, and it got lumped into your line. Not that I'm trying to be like cheap or anything, but I want to make sure prizes are allocated properly. I had to buy a Quarix off the auction house yesterday because I knew I would be giving one of them away and I wanted to still have one for myself. So I bought one to make sure I had 2 because I'm still working on trying to collect all the mercenaries. There's like 5 that I don't have, and naturally they're like the most expensive 5, or among the most expensive 5 of cards that are not from the Kickstarter, because I have all the Kickstarter mercs. But I don't have Salty Sam, I don't have Thonia the Raving, I don't have Shamrock, and I forget what the other 2 are that I do not have. But Thonia, Shamrock, and Salty Sam are 3 of them. Oh, and Juiciest Elderberry from the Kismet packs. I never got that one. So that's 4 out of the 5, but I can't for the life of me. Kafka, or something like that. The weird looking like dude is the 5th one. I forget what Kafra, I forget what his actual name is. Tim Ligor has Juicius. Nice. See, I'm not gonna try to turn Dungeon Masters into trade chat or anything. But I would definitely be agreeable to working towards reasonable sale prices or trades for stuff to try to get my hands on those last ones. Definitely had the impression they were rarer than the other Kismet mercs. Their price on the auction house seems to bear that out, because they're, well, that and they're out of rotation right now, but they're pretty decently priced right now. Do I want you to have a card? I think I want you to have a card. Sweet. Yeah, price is one of your... Yeah, price usually is a fair indicator of relative rarity. Coach, if there's anything you're looking for, let me know. Because Juicius is pretty reasonably costed right now. If I remember right, he was somewhere between 500 and 700 plat, which made me a little bit itchy about ponying up for. Just a little bit. 3. This would be 4. I think I'm fate weaving for a resource here.
Decidedly that. An excellent effort. You have shown us something quite
Oh, I forgot to cut this out of my
It is new, isn't it?
my
Yes,
playlist.
So then you like.
my dear.
I don't know why they wasted a minute with it. There we go. That's better. According to TCG Browser, you have no cards at all. Well, Tim Lagore, I hate to be the one to break it to you, but we all got together and decided to ban your account after you beat me. I just was, so salty about it that while on stream you didn't even notice it, but I said we need to delete all your cards. Because nobody wins against the Dungeon Master. I can't talk like that, it's bad for my voice. That's what I get. Alright, so let's play Bluebell Dryad. I think I'm only going to get one card off of this, but let's make a Super Butterfly. And swing in with Super Butterfly. And then we have the wonderful Runic Chrysalis to do that again. You can have a Nightfall. I think I'm okay with that. Okay, you can have another Nightfall. Definitely not winning on the ground. Alright, he swung! He swung! Alright, resource wasn't exactly what the doctor ordered here. This might be lethal. Unless this gets taken out. Super Saiyan Mary Butterfly swings in for 10. And gets wild growth. And the crowd goes wild. Rah! Rah! Super Butterflies! Super Butterflies! You're so big and so merry! And I gotta stop her. It's gonna make it sound like I'm saying unintended innuendos. The butterfly shenanigans be real. Sadly, only ever got one of the juiciest. You might even have had to buy it. Ick. That is a bummer. So let's update the prize pool. 3. Yeah, I'm throwing Quarix in here. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a super butterfly. It is so merry, it tore a hole in the fabric of space and time. So let's see, I need to put in TBD rares times 2. Puff, you traitor, I took you into a dungeon before and this is how you repay me? Hey look, Merry Caravan's all about that gold. You just slip Don Shamrock a little bit extra of those schmeckles up there, and he'll make sure that you get taken care of. I did sell a bunch of commons and uncommons actually, but not all of those. Alright, so before I start making the rounds of the existing people who have challenged the dungeon tonight, do we have anybody in the channel who's been watching who has not played the dungeon yet and wishes to challenge me? If so, please speak up in chat, let me know, and let me know your in-game name. As a reminder, the deck rules are common and uncommon cards only, except that you may use rare resources. The format is immortal, all sets are legal. You are allowed to change decks between every room in the dungeon so long as every deck you use obeys those rules. So that's kind of how we do things. Of course, everybody has to face Puff the Rainbow to start the dungeon, but then from there you have multiple branching paths on how you want to get through things. If we don't see anybody, if I don't see any new people speak up in chat wishing to play, then I am going to run through the people who have had the opportunity to challenge the dungeon tonight and see if anybody wants to go again. Jakisha, I am assuming, is probably still in fight night. Tim Ligor, if you have not gone to bed in the last 2 minutes, you'd be eligible to go again. Pandemica, you'd be eligible. Yukido has not gone tonight. Alright, Yukido, remind me your in-game name. Because I know I know in the past episodes you have challenged the dungeon before, but I do not recall your in-game name off the top of my head. Jakisha, round one. You can't leave now. Nope, can't do it. You're locked in for, at the minimum, a standard rare. And possibly more. Alright, Cheta Helmsky, yes, we have played before. Alright, and I am sending you... Yeah, it's... By the way, that's real. The fear of butterflies is a real thing. Leptoderophobia. If you actually could say the correct pronunciation of that word, which I'm sure I didn't, you rock it life. Jakisha has pledged allegiance to the Empire. Thank you very much. Appreciate the follows. Except, remember as well, although my stream times are consistent from week to week, it can help to also hit that little button that says show notifications when I go live. That way you will know for sure the exact moment the Dungeon Masters of Entrath fires up on any given week. We are 42 episodes in, continuing to grow. I cannot keep that hand. This is dumb. I'm gonna keep it. Gonna keep it. It's a Fate Weave shard. Can find another resource and hope to draw from there. Go all in on a Whimsy Witch. Whimsy and a Fistful of Wild Growth. So, how sad are we going to be when this is a Sapphire resource that we pull and not Diamond? She got there last time with a little help from her friend. Whimsy and Fungus. A match made in some weird, creepy level of heaven. Okay, so we have two. Yep, I called it. I called it. Get the Sapphire. Greed, keep a one-shard hand, don't get your resource base. So we have a Whimsy Witch, which we're not going to block with because it's much more valuable to us swinging in. And we have 1,000. We have 1,000 copies of Wild Growth in our hand, which could be potentially quite good. But I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We don't have a Whimsy Witch. No witch for you. And now we're just sitting over here looking real silly. Four copies of Wild Growth and a Pummel. We really want to beat something down, but we don't have our beat stick. Such is life. See, the rainbow, it giveth and it taketh away. Embarrasses one player and then gets embarrassed the next. Yeah, I don't think you're stopping this one. No, I think this one... I think this one's gotten a little out of hand. Yeah, we're super dead. 10 out of 10. Super dead. Party Fungi, 4 Wild Growth, Pummel, Cocoonomancer. Cocoonomancer's over here like, can I play, guys? I want a turn. That's so good. A Swift Strike, so everything gets to illuminate before the rest of the damage is dealt. So just immediately slap down real hard. Alright, so we got the dungeon map up here. Yukido has taken out room number 1 and can, from room number 1, venture to rooms 15, 2, 8, or 5. Room 3 and 4 are closed. Can't end up going that way. Blame Tim Lagore. Room 15, we are swinging up, blazing a new trail. Dungeon deck number 15 has not been played tonight. So let me go into my whispers, and I will send a challenge. Alright, Immortal format. And what is deck 15? Oh, deck 15 is a cupcake. Deck 15 is Technophobia, the fear of technology. And I'll get rid of the dungeon map. Where are the cool DME paint scrawls on the map? Saying I need to add some artistic flourishes in there. With the online program I use, there actually are some limited options for a little bit of stuff, which I just usually haven't bothered with. And then there's a more complicated piece there was a more complicated program I've thought about buying. It's like $15-20, which is a dungeon maker, which really lets you marking the bits that have been explored. Yeah, I need to cross that off. I kind of suck at doing it on stream because it just takes me a little bit. Yeah, you know what? I want to make sure I hit resources a little bit more. All right, let's see how well I can attempt to. No. Let's see how well I can attempt to live update a dungeon map and play a game of Hex. And I know Tim Lagore is doing this on purpose to distract me. This is a deliberate play by Tim Lagore to distract the Dungeon Master. I'm just calling it like I see it. Alright, next main phase. Yeah, I have paint.net with a, where's the... Oh, it's already using the brush tool. Brush width. X off number 3. X off number 4. Alright, end your turn. Save this. Okay, I think I did it. When have you ever admitted to trying to distract me on stream? Never. The horror. Apart from that one time, and that other time, and every other episode. Alright, so let's see if it worked. Dungeon map. Yep, hey look, there's 2 X's through the rooms that Tim Lagore murdered. Live production upgrades. No expense was spared on those 2 black X's. Alright, so the illumination train has begun. Reactor bot, this is only this turn. Yeah, be a little bit more savage if it was until the start of your next turn. Swing in for 3. Alright, so we want to keep gaining charges and stuff to make the the reactor bots bigger. We do need a few things to eventually die to be able to use Kintiger and Slate's power. Might have been better to go with the old school guy that just makes worker bots. But champion decisions were made, and we're losing a reactor bot. Chadahelmsky, aka Yukido, on point with the Acolyte of Flame sleeves for a candle deck. Alright, so Crackling Vortex. This is 3. This is only 1 resource, but 2 charges. This is Exhaust to gain a boon. Alright, yeah, here. Take 5 damage or lose a candle. I hope you brought Reese. Actually did not. This deck is 100% artifact troops and spells. 100% artifact troops and spells. No flesh and blood in here. Reese would be a good fit, but for the phobia decks, I leaned very hard into the thematics and placed basically thematic consistency over things that would have made the power level higher. Alright, gotta eat 2 candles. This is This one was from the Phobias dungeon. This is Technophobia, the fear of technology. Alright, I'm gonna bounce a candle, I guess. And swing for 3. Reese is pretty darn... Yeah, he is very techy. Less than or equal to, so bouncing another candle is not going to save Reactor Bot. Ingenuity Engine. I have forgotten about that one. Isn't that one PvE, or am I completely thinking of a wrong card? I might be thinking of a completely wrong card. Alright, so still taking slow death by candles. And there comes candle number 4. Alright, Chimera Bot! Chimera Bot, save us! Save us from this candle nightmare. Electroid, do something. Yeah, you're making them bigger. Do I bounce now or? Jankbot is going to be allowed in, well, part of the next dungeon. You could probably get away with, yeah, elements of the next dungeon you would be allowed to use jank. I'm gonna actually go ahead and bounce one. Let me go into my docs here real quick. No, I already have the prize list up. The next dungeon is the Towers of the Nameless City, is what it is called. It is a dungeon that is going to have its own storyline to it, where none of the other dungeons have before. And it is going to have 5 different sub-dungeons to it, with different formats, so that different people who are in the mood for different kinds of action can work on a dungeon, on a different one of the dungeons, while still helping the whole community make progress in going through the dungeon and working out the storyline. So it's still under construction. I have 58 decks made for the next dungeon already. 58! And that is not enough of the dungeon complete for me to start streaming it. which is why we have this dungeon going on right now. Just, you know, remix and replay and enjoy some of the old decks. Well, I take the tremendous amount of time necessary to be building all of those decks. Because the final count is going to be over 100. I think it's going to be over 140 unique decks for the dungeon if I were to have everything done. So, making 140 decks that don't just completely suck, that takes a while. So, this is filler dungeon, and there may actually have to be another filler dungeon. Though if there is another filler dungeon before it's all ready to go, the next filler dungeon's going to have some of the new decks in it. but Janklander, please. Dungeon map. Alright, he's going north. He's swinging 20 and then 21. Alright, everybody sticking with their cardinal directions tonight. So, what is number 20? Oop, that's 2. Oh, 20 is room 5. I don't even remember what this is. This has got to be like 2 dungeons old at least. You hope there will be a couple of different plant decks. There should definitely be an overgrown arena. Oh yeah, because each of those 5 towers is going to have its own unique storyline and its own kind of general that is guarding that dungeon. So there's going to be basically 5 different boss characters with their own decks that I need to build. Oh, this is 5 Shard Uzu. Okay, I know what this is. Keep this hand. So each tower is going to have its own storyline and things. So I got to make all of that. There's going to be some thematic stuff going on. You're 1-0 in the gold tournament. As soon as you're out, you can queue up. Very good. It is 8:37 Central Time. I stream until 10, so we've got another hour and 20 minutes or so, give or take. Let's go... I forget even how the balance works in this deck. Let's go Diamond. Be overcome by the blight. Yeah, there's going to be some of the... I haven't really written a whole lot of the hard lore yet, but it's going to be part Cult of the Nameless City themed and also part portals. Using portals as a means to kind of justify some of the random remixing that's going to happen from floor to floor, but then some floors are going to be locked in set themes. Right, this needs to be blood, and that way on turn 3 we can Underworld Officer. So three of the dungeon bosses, and again I'm dropping partial hints without having actually written all of the lore yet. But 3 of the bosses are based on real people. One of them is Pandemica the Kind, aka a twisted version of the real thing. He gave me the okay to write him in. One is, none of you will know him, but one is a twisted version of my best friend, who also gave me the okay to write him in and doesn't really know what he signed himself up for. And then one is me making fun of myself and writing in an alternate version of myself to give myself all kinds of crap because I am okay with self-deprecating humor. And then the other 2 generals are entirely fictitious. Stigma Buster, you probably should have a character. I probably need to work you into this in some fashion. He who has shown up in every episode. Alright, lots and lots of candles. And the Necrotic over here have yet to get anything really rolling. Alright, let's grab Ruby. Let's grab... Wait, no, this'll... Let's play Elixir first. Grab Wild. Alright, so Elixir's invincible. I'll grab Midnight Shepherd too, thank you. Midnight Shepherd, when you have all 5 shards, put target troop in a crypt into play under your control. So that's a nice backup for later. Midnight Paladin is going to be a hit them for 5, give us 5 life every turn. Stigma Buster could lead an army of all the runners up from the Frost Ring. Into the towers! We must destroy them before the world gets taken down! Alright, Choir of Lumos is just brutal. Just brutal. Here's all my 5/5 candles. That is another card that's on the Salty Dungeon Master watch list. 5, 10, 15. Yeah, we're just dead. Right now, since this dungeon's just old filler anyway, I'm probably not going to be super bane happy, but for the next dungeon I might think about it. Yeah, so we're just 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, we're dead. We are totes dead here. So, cha-cha-cha. Final room is number 21. That is where we are going next! I'm not sure what we're waiting for. We're dead to rights. Yeah, in non-standard formats, candles are pretty strong. Even in Singleton, they are real solid. I have a Singleton Illuminate deck ready to go for singles night. I've been. You're the second person who's been playing candles. I don't know where. Wait, is my clock locked up? No, it's running. I'm canceling out of this. We know Yukito won. Yeah, the core of their support. Yeah, they have so much depth in common and uncommon slots. Yeah, so we were obviously domed in the face there, so normally I let all the games play out, but we all know that was a loss. So room 21 is a boss. It's a boss of yore. Although if this is the boss I think it is, this is gonna be too slow. We shall see. Is this the boss I'm thinking it was? Candles are boring to watch. No, yeah, go first. Oh, this is totally the deck I thought. Alright. I included this in the dungeon because this deck has been played exactly one time ever, and the one time it was played, it lost. And I was like, come on, that was one of my final bosses, I want to bring it back. This is the Ramp to Eternity, where we're going to try to get a bunch of Eternals in play and make them big, and do some berry shenanigans at the same time. We also have a turn 1 Lanky, which made a Veiled Lurker, so we're paying way too much for an unblockable 4/4. Was it the one that just completely failed to draw shards? It might have. The ramp game might have just been absolutely pathetic. Alright, I'm going to leave the Lackey back to disincentivize a swing from any Kendall that has not been buffed. Not the broken Lackey we're looking for. Nope, and I'm still 2 turns from a Sage. Yeah, there have been a few that just fell flat on their face. And Fury of the Mountain God's gonna have a tough time here. When a troop you control deals damage, if this is in your hand, it gets cost -1. It can't be blocked by troops with power less than its power. Yeah, let's just throw down a Veiled Lurker. We get Eternal Sage next turn. And then need to try to find some other big biggity bombs to try to deal with the incoming Candle Horde. That was way back. You managed to start sleeping at night for a while. That Dungeon Master, he just keeps beating me so hard. You got a Sorcerer Ruby? No, this is just Blood Wild. It would be useful for Sage against candles. Just pew pew. Yeah, right, I'll bite. That does make Fury of the Mountain God cheaper. The typos are real tonight. Alright, I need every available blocker. Burying cards isn't going to do much against candles either, because they don't, you know, losing a couple cards really isn't going to do much against candles. Alright, so another drop of wax and illuminate. Wild, it's +3. Blood, it's bury the top 5. It was a luminary but lost so many times that you went insane and joined the cult of the Nameless City. I love it. Sapphire is stun. Yeah, blood or Ruby deals 1 damage. Alright, so this actually is a bit of a combo. Eternal Sage into Lurker into Swing. I think everybody's sick of candles. Bang. Into Howling Brave. Oh god, I misplayed the hell out of this. Oh, I misplayed the hell out of this. Alright, let's just make that bigger as a blocker. I could have swung in for so much more damage. I forgot that creates a wild threshold which stacks with the Eternal Sage. Arcing Light isn't good enough because they can go wide and have more than 3 candles. And now comes the thing that makes them all flyers. Oh, okay, no. Still, that's 6, 12, 18, 24. So how about I take 18 and wing it. Strangle a candle. Alright, so we gained our threshold, we can make that stronger. Then we can make it more stronger. And now we have an 8/8 unblockable with Crush, which sounds cool. And now we have a 4-cost Fury of the Mountain God, which we'll play to sacrifice our unblockable thing because we're dead next turn, but we at least have a 7/7 Fury of the Mountain God. If only I had a Lullaby, right? Lullaby would be sweet. Lullaby may actually even be in this deck. I can't remember, but we're not finding it. And that it has to deal it has to deal damage to a champion. So boom, 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 and we are dead. D-E-A-D, dead. So we have 2 winners tonight. We have Tim Lagore and Cheda. I need to pull up names to spell this again. GG's. Where's my whispers? Because I am not. If I don't write your name down now, I am not going to remember the spelling correctly. Chad, C-H-A-D, A, Helm, H-E-L-M, S-L-E-Y. You had to win once. He's like, come on, man, I gotta get one dungeon clear for all the times you hurt me. Alright, so Tim Lagore had that. This is C-H-A-D-A-H-E-L-M S-L-E-Y. Alright, so your prize pool is going to be a Dead of War booster, 4,000 gold, 2 rares that I need to figure out from my surpluses, so it's going to be a surprise, and the Core Kicks Mercenary, courtesy of Raptos, aka Stigma Buster and Channel. So we have 2 winners tonight, and I need to kill another branch of the tree here. Let's open up the dungeon tool, make our brush wider. And room 20 and 21 are now closed for business. Alright, save that. Close that again. Alright, so here's the updated dungeon map. 2 paths sealed off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 final destinations still available. So that's what we got going on. Alright, and once again, before I start rotating through, folks, if we have anybody in chat who has a deck ready to go and has not challenged the dungeon yet, let me know. I know Coach Flipperon had mentioned building something. Champion of Solaris had mentioned maybe being ready, but could also still be in Fight Night. Coach is ready to run. Okay, so Coach, give me 1 second here. I need to AFK for a minute again, and then I will be ready for you. So I'm going to take a very brief AFK. Oops, not that. Like a 2-minute intermission, and then it'll be you and me. I will be right back. Alright, I am back. Let's get over to Hex here. And let's see here, I need to send a whisper over to Coach Flipperon. That's not a whisper command. Alright, so Coach, you should have a whisper. Go ahead and send me a challenge when you are ready. All your tables flipped to the candle cheese. Do I need to just ban Illuminate? Does Dungeon Masters of Entrath need to be a safe space where you don't have to worry about Cassia Goldenlight hurting you? Is that what we need? Nobody has to worry about their home getting burned down? Okay. Hashtag save space. Could just be choir. I don't know that choir is enough. Choir would be a good start, and then maybe see where things go. Choir is definitely first. I'm gonna keep this. I'll admit, I haven't played Candles and Fight Night. I haven't done a Fight Night in a while. But when Singles Night rolls around, I built a Singleton Candles deck. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm part of the problem. 1, 2, yeah, we'll go resource. They need Janklander as a fun 3,000 gold tournament. I would love, yeah, the deck. I would absolutely love that to death. I keep, every time there's a new set coming around, I'm the guy in chat who's like on the dev stream. Hey Hex, when are you guys reprinting Jankbot? When are you guys reprinting Jankbot? I mean, I own 4 of them, but I want Jankbot to be reprinted so bad so that more people have easy access to that card, so that Jankbot as a format is more accessible for people. I keep hoping every set that we're going to see that card reprinted. Yeah, I'm going to seek some adventure. And then just throw down a belligerent badger. Yeah, hashtag reprint Jankbot. Love to see it reprinted as a common. Yeah, do something the fans want. Honestly, that's one of the reasons I haven't done Jank yet, really, is because it's not super commonly available. But if they reprint Jank, I 10 out of 10 guarantee you there's going to be a dungeon focused entirely around Jankbot if it ever gets a reprint. Alright, so good old Yodel is all about direct damage. We want, I think we want Bluebell Dryad. Next turn, we can, we'd be at 4. We can Runic Chrysalis this to draw a card after playing Party Fungi to make that a nice big... Oh, just kidding. We can't do that anymore. Boo! 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 Killing all the troops. Nah, son, we making a PS4 client. I don't mind that. I have a PlayStation 4 hooked up to my TV behind me here, and so I have a couple times been able to play Hex on a PS4 more conveniently while walking on the treadmill. That's been nice. And honestly, my fat self really needs to get back into doing that more. Alright, Bluebell Dryad and pass, and we'll drop the Party Fungi as a surprise next turn. So Coach has the power to do the whole double damage shenanigans 3 times. 3 times. And I have to take that because the Bluebell Dryad's the only offensive threat we have right now. There's 2 more, and then when those blow up, that's how much? 4? Dang. And how much does it cost to do that? It costs 3. So that one's not getting sacrificed. Alright. Go Mega Butterfly. Bang. And then we can go Spell Song Sweeties next turn into possibly another mecha, or another Runic Chrysalis. And we just gotta try to fly over faster than Coach can combo kill. Okay, so here's the $1,000,000 question. If this is a burn, what happens? Alright, I'm gonna risk. Regret. Took more damage than we would have otherwise. And we're down to 4. Oh, and that kills us. I should have let it go. Thinking of running on your Nordic track while playing Warframe, although falling on my face and killing myself after would be rather high. Yeah, I tried playing Titanfall on my Xbox while walking, not even running, just plain walking. And I did fall and scrape up a good chunk of my leg, and I have a permanent scar on my right leg for that. So, unless your balance is really, really good, I strongly discourage walking at high speeds, especially running while walking on a treadmill, because if the action you see on screen does not match the action of your feet, that can kind of give you vertigo and mess with your balance, and that's what caused me to trip. So I will only play low visual activity games like Hex, like Puzzle Quest, stuff like that. There's no way I could play a first-person shooter while walking. Couldn't do like Skyrim while walking stuff. I have basically a subcategory of games I classify as treadmill stuff. Alright, so Coach, you have all the options available to you. 15, 5, 2, or 1. Where would you like to head next? Let us know. We are in the final hour. I did play Puzzle Quest on the 360. Oh, and Gems of War. Gems of War is the current game I'm thinking of as a good treadmill game. I will play Gems of War while walking on the treadmill too when I'm not doing Hex. Yeah, I got all the achievements on Xbox in the original Puzzle Quest. Alright, so Dungeon Map, we're going to 5. Did you play online? Puzzle Quest? Yeah, I think so. Although, I don't think I played it extensively. Gems of War, I do more and do the latter from time to time. But I haven't played it too much recently. Alright, so Coach is going up against the Bounce Castle. Gems of War on like Xbox, or I think it's on PlayStation 2. I recommend that one as a treadmill game. You're not going to lose your balance playing that. Hex is fine. I'm trying to think. 98% of my console playtime, 99% of it is on Xbox versus PlayStation. So I'm trying to think of other ones. Interesting because he played it for 4 to 8 months and was #1 for about 6 months of 2009. That's impressive. Coach, XCOM or Civilization would be those. I can see both working. I have not played XCOM on the treadmill, but I own the original. I could definitely. That's one I would feel comfortable doing. Telltale games, anything put out by Telltale, like The Walking Dead or Guardians of the Galaxy, or what have you. All of those are completely fine on a treadmill because it's almost like watching a movie and then making a couple choices. I'm a big achievement hunter, so all the games put out by developer Artifacts Mundi, they're kind of like story-driven point-and-click puzzle games. Those are fine on a treadmill because it's a lot of static images and then just looking at stuff and solving puzzles. So it feels bad to be playing Daring Freebooter and have nothing to bounce. Put target card into its owner's hand and it gets cost +1. Yes, I will do that, I guess. Did I even... Have you ever read a book called Ready Player One? I've heard of it, I have not read it. And with people typing exclamation prizes, I forgot to reset the prize pool here. Prize pool 0, prizes, booster, 2K gold, something else. Yeah, sorry, I'm really phoning in that prize list, but it'll get flushed out. I just don't want to take too much time fixing it and not paying attention to actual gameplay. Yeah, I think Steven Spielberg's doing the film, isn't he, for Ready Player One? I think I've even seen the trailer for it, or at least a short commercial of it. I know it looks pretty big budget. You'll watch that before you read it, because reading first Rex Films, yeah, because you go, they got it wrong, they screwed this up, the movie was so much better, or the book was so much better, because the books are always better. Alright, so we're going to play Daring Freebooter for no value, just to get something on the board we can start trying to attack with. Timmy, you do everything the other way around. I tried reading the book first, but it makes films unwatchable. Couple points of damage off the arena regular there. Oh, 3 damage to the face. Another couple points of damage off the arena regular. That's just sad. Let's throw it on Buccaneer and let's bounce that back up into the hand. And swing in for a couple points of damage here. Quash Ridge Rubble. Is that going to try to give it rage? Nope. Down to 6 already. You hope they ban Choir from future Fight Night. Yeah, if they want people to take that format seriously, I think they need to keep an eye on it. And ban things as needed. So this would be a cost. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and bounce that. Get out of here. I'm just throwing down the freebooter because Coach isn't trying to win by swinging here. I also really like Justice League, which apparently DC fanboys don't like. I have not watched it yet. I've actually fallen really out of touch with anything DC does. And we're dead. And we're dead. Alright, so dungeon maps up. That was room 5. So are we going to 18, 6, 7, or 18, 6, 11? We got choices. 3 different options on where we're going, and that's going to dictate the path the rest of the way. Room 6 now. Alright, so we're going 6 and then 7. And that is how we're going to finish out this dungeon run. Alright, so I will just wait for the challenge here. Game of Thrones, yeah, pretty much a TV series with a book spin-off. That seems accurate. Alright, so this was the first room of the last dungeon. This is Kinemortophobia, or the fear of zombies. Has been relocated deeper into the dungeon, and we're gonna go first. Alright, this is not the greatest hand that this deck could produce, but we'll deal with it. I'm going to take a resource. I need to get to 4 with Gallows Oak and some of these other things. Supergirl, you'd manage to forget how awful that was. I am like super out of touch with Supergirl. I don't if that season's even still going on. I don't even know. I haven't watched it in months. I'm also like 4 or 5 episodes behind on Gotham. I'm not very great about keeping up on a lot of TV. The only show lately that I've done a good job of keeping up on is The Orville. Whenever they air a new episode, I'm pretty regular about making sure I catch that, but everything else lately has fallen by the wayside. Alright, so we're going to play a Zombie Plague. Zombie Plague actually could be decent against that deck. Any troop that is in Yodel probably does not have high defense. Revealed troops get -1/-1, and if they hit 0, we get a zombie. So we can try. Orville's great. I watched the first episode of Star Trek Discovery, me and my family did, and none of us were terribly impressed. And it's not something we want to sign up to for CBS's streaming service for that one show. If they ever become more reasonable on how they make it available, I would definitely watch it, though, because I am a Star Trek fan. We got to eat an arena regular. You know, I'm going to throw down the Gallows Oak. And you know, I'm going to put the charge power there. In Canada, you get to see it off the Space Channel. Nice. No subscription besides paying for the channel. Yeah. We can only get it off of CBS, the streaming thing, which is worthless because nobody wants to... Unless you like a lot of other CBS shows, it's pointless to subscribe to a streaming service for one thing. Although the irony of that is I subscribe to Crunchyroll almost exclusively so that I can keep up with Dragon Ball Super. Like, I do watch some other shows off of it from time to time, but like 80% of my Crunchyroll usage is Dragon Ball Super. Let's not kid ourselves. I don't mind, because by the time I get to watching it, I will have forgotten. But Champion says no spoilers, so that might be the way to go. So Burning Tendrils is going to take out the Gallows Oak. And we're going to double dip on blocks here. Probably not going to invest in another Trek franchise spin-off. Look at that, we ate 2 Ghostblade Duelists. See that? I'm so proud of you, Zombie Plague. Get a Mentor of the Grave out here and swing in for a couple. Gets interesting when you find out that it takes place during the original Star Trek series, basically. Huh. I thought they said it was like a massive prequel. So they just lied to us? I'm taking 3 to the face. Didn't hit anything this time. Alright, so Alpha Swing. Blightseed Fiddler. Let's get our Gallows Oak back and let's steal that Darkspire Priestess. Just cause. Alright, can Coach burn us out on 3 resources, 6 cards, 11 health? It's not looking good for the Coach! It is not looking good for the Coach. Then again, I've been comboed out a couple times from situations I thought I was going to win tonight, so who knows? Do not have anybody else in the queue who has not gotten at least 1 attempt tonight. Will drop from the tournament if I can join dungeon with Janklander, one of everything but Jankbot. If you don't have anything else, what is the rest of the deck? Is there? F it. You know what? Yeah, sure. I don't care. I will let you break the rarity rule if you already have a pre-made Janklander deck, just because I want to see that. Dungeon Master breaking his own rules because we're in the last 40 minutes of the stream, and I think we all want to be entertained, right? So let's do it. Let's do it. Blood Wild Funsies. We got another zombie! The Plague living up to its name. Alright, swing all. Nothing entertains like a Jankbot. Coach not dead. Seek some adventure. But you will be. You will be. Alright, and Champion of Solaris. Is your in-game name also Champion of Solaris, or is it something else? Let's break rules for entertainment. Stomps deck in first match. Next! More blood, more killing! Alright, let's see if he can do it. He's got 5 resources and 4 cards. 7. Damn errors. Okay, he's gaining some health. 4. Whew! He's out of resources. He's out of resources. We get another zombie. 8 all the duelists. 8 all the duelists. GG's Coach. The zombies were able to withstand the zombie. The zombie plague was MVP there. It has never even been close to that much value. Gotta go away for Aggro. Thanks for the match as well. Thanks for the games. Thanks for hanging out for a while, Coach. It was fun. Good to have you aboard. Alright, and I'm gonna send a whisper. Whispering to... Oh, ready to play. Alright. You are faster than me. Immortal. Butterflies. Alright, let's do this. So we are letting Champion of Solaris break the usual dungeon rules for lols because he is running a jank lander deck. One of everything except jank bots. So it's going to be shenanigans. And we approve of shenanigans here on Dungeon Masters of Entrath. I mean, it's a game show, right? It's all for fun. If he wants to roll dice with Kagu Janklander. Alright, let's keep this. Kagu Jank. Alright, so let's see how this works. Let's see some Kagu Jank. I need some adventure here. We've got some basic plays. Shenanigans is why you followed, right? I mean, if you want your high level constructed, you can watch the bash. If you want high limited limited, you can watch any number of streamers who are better than me at drafting and what have you. There are people who have good streams discussing PvE and how all of that works. But if you just want some random hex crap, you come here on Wednesday night to Dungeon Masters of Entrath, where we do random stuff, not because it's good, but because it's fun. Because we can. Because it's a dumb deck idea that popped in my head that I will never get to play on the ladder, but I desperately want to exist. And that's really why this whole show started in the first place, is because I wanted to make dumb decks that would be fun to play with, but I'd never get to use on the ladder because they just get wrecked. I'm like, what format can I do to stream and have fun with some really stupid decks? There's a reason I don't watch high-level constructed streams much. Desperately need more adventure in our lives. Like, sometimes I'll be a filthy nut decker, like, say, hey, that looks good, I'm gonna give that a try, that looks fun. But, I don't know. I like shenanigans. That's what I play TCGs for, is I'm in it for the lulz. Can you make me Mastodon? No. Merry Caravan, alright, fine. So, Champion of Solaris, playing their own shenanigans card. When you play a resource, add a party counter to this, then summon a random troop with cost equal to the party counters on it. So it's going to keep getting bigger and becoming more and more party things. We're going to get a card off of the Bluebell Dryad's ability. Look, it's Gallows Oak. It finished dealing with Coach Flipperon and then like slithered its roots over and said, "Hey, I hear we got a new challenger to beat up." Mistakes. Gets a Snarling Brave. Is on 5 resources. Hits Commander Prompt. Alright, so this is a 3/2 Wild Growth and Pummel, both playable at the same time. We only got a 2/4 there. Pummel is +3/+3 and Crush. Wild Growth is just +3/+3 without the Crush. I think we need an Escalate Zip Zapper deck in one of your future dungeons, by the way. I already built it! Yukito. I actually play tested it a little bit against Pandemica on one of his streams. I promise you it exists, and it is in the next dungeon. Or, oh, look what into the PvE Hogarth. That I have not built the into Hogarth deck yet. I think that's one I definitely should do. Yeah, so let's just give you +3/+3. But I guarantee you the escalation deck is coming. Break your stuff. Mistakes, blowouts. Pew, pew. Yeah, the commons and uncommons are handling jank fairly well right now. Oh no! No! He hits a 2x and x becomes 0. I'm so sad about that hit. 2-drop that dies. Not so merry caravan. Hogarth the Mad needs more love. That sadness. That just... It's such a cool card. But it's worthless. It's worthless. Alright, so our witch got blown up. It's now Champion of Solaris on the back foot a little bit. The Pandemica zone will involve war drums, I trust. It should. Need that blocker. Yeah, Poppy Pixie into Bluebell Dryads that it reverts and we get the card draw back. Swing for 9. This blocks here, we get 3. I'm still deciding who is the boss of what, and I'm thinking I'm gonna put I'd put Pandemica in as the judge over one of the prismatic dungeons, where the format keeps changing every 10 floors. Because I know Pandemica likes to not do whatever the current meta is, but have some fun and brew his own stuff, which seems appropriate for a dungeon where I have to do a whole lot of brewing to make decks for that. So, Champion of Solaris lives long enough to see a Jankbot hit the table. Oh well, one swing, just one swing. Gonna let you have it. I'm sure you have it there. Yeah, with these two swinging in, I would have lethal, because you can only block one. Wild Growth puts it over the top, so we're not swinging in. We have lethal, but we want to see what the Jankbot hits. So Merry Caravan creates a Throat Cutter. Jankbot gets a Blood Shard, a Verdant Rift, and Chlorophilia, all the ramp. You should make a dungeon that is like, oh, in this room you can't play Ruby or something. I've thought about some of that stuff too. The question is, how many different deck restrictions do I put on people? Because you go too overboard with it and make people have to create a whole bunch of different decks, and Jesus, that combo. Getting the resources with the Merry Caravan, constantly triggering new things. That's cute. That combo is pretty sweet. And now Mastodon. Oh, there's the end game. So now every time something comes out, it's a no, I showed him we had Fatal last turn. We deliberately did not attack to end the game so that he could have his one swing and show us the combo. So this game was over. But we wanted to see the shenanigans. And now we're super dead because, you know, obviously we can't punch through that. I should have actually... No, there's a flyer troop. Poop. Have your character be a random encounter. After every room, flip a coin and heads if I appear. Once I get beat, I go running back into the corner or something until the next run. Might have had a chance. Yep. Alright, well, let's swing here. Again, I wasn't trying to like be able to win post swing. We had the win, and then that's why I showed him these two cards, because one troop would have gotten blocked, and then I had enough to pump it for lethal. But we just want to see some shenanigans here on the final stretch of Dungeon Masters and Entrath. Yeah, I definitely had it, and the only reason we didn't win is because we didn't swing at all. So he's got Adamanthian Cavalry. Pummel Growth. Oh, yeah, you're right. But would I played Pixie, I screwed that up. Screwed it up. Dungeon Master not taking this one super seriously. Clearly, Timlagor. And now everything turns into a Mastodon. You're a Mastodon. You're a Mastodon. You're a Mastodon. Runs through screw. Goddamn shard screw! I hate this game! Yeah, it's all good. It's all gravy. Champion of Solaris got to show off his Janklander master plan. Very good stuff. That was amazing. I'm like, all right, I want to see what this is going for since the jank bot hit there. That was good stuff. 25, about a half an hour left in the stream for the night. Is there anybody else who has a deck built, wanted to challenge the dungeon, and has not had any opportunity to do so yet? So please speak up and let me know. We'll be live again, of course, next Wednesday. Every week at this time. Still working on building out the next major dungeon and doing some other things. Is the jank not proceeding? He lost. Like we said, that's why I showed him the lethal. I showed him the two cards in hand. He had only the jank bot to block with. I had two troops. he can only block one. And between those two combat tricks, which I had the resources to play both, I definitely could have pumped it over 4. Yes, he asked for one swing with Jankbot. I'm like, yeah, I want to see the cool shenanigans. I want to see this. We're like, yep, let's do it. And it was amazing. It was so worth it. I like the combo of Merry Caravan ramping things up and creating lots of troops and then turning everything into Mastodons. That was just realized you were counting that as a win. Well, yeah, because that's how it was. I think Champion of Solaris and I are on the same page about the only reason I'm not winning right now is because I want to see you do your cool thing. Come on, the audience wants to see Champion do the cool thing. And if we don't have any other challengers up, I might say if there's no one else who's not had a run at all tonight, if Champion wants to do another game versus a different deck, I might be down for that. Again, in the name of fun shenanigans to cap off the night. Wouldn't score it as a real dungeon run, but just an exhibition match for some fun. Random decks versus random decks. Also, can you make a Sapphire Wild Witchy Woman deck? Probably. Let me see here. I have a list of deck ideas that I have written down and that I put a check next to them as I've actually built them. Sapphire, just Wild Witches. Yeah, Tim Ligor, you had your loot. You got your loot. All right, let's do it, Champion. Let me pull up the list. I'm gonna pick which. You got to pick your jank deck. I'm gonna pick which deck I want to face you against this time. You have another one that uses Timothy Turtle and Crying Balthazar. Let's see which one of these dungeon decks I want to throw down against Janklander. Right. I don't think this one's too good, but that would be interesting. Phobia, an Avatar of Ruby's aggro, that wouldn't be good. Actually, this is probably dumb. Here, I know which deck I'm playing. Yeah, we're gonna play Monophobia, which is we're gonna play singletons versus singletons. So it's gonna be Jankbot versus singleton versus non-Jankbot singleton. Alright, so Immortal, room 11. Let's go. Alright, so this is Janklander versus non-Janklander but still singleton. If I recall correctly, everything in this deck is a one-of. At least for sure the troops are. I can't recall about the spells. I made this deck a long time ago and nobody's played it recently. Not even me.
We've come a long way from the Prime Minister's exploding kick. Or have we?
Please not candles. 100% not candles. Alright, yeah, this is a little bit risk, but I'm going to keep. It has a guidance in it. Fate Weave for a resource. Hope it's a Sapphire. It's not. Mistakes have been made. When you gain one of those, you need all three. Yeah, mistakes were made on this keep. All the Sapphire stuff and no Sapphire threshold. Give me them Sapphire thresholds. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Yukito. Glad you had some fun. Good games. Congrats on your success. I have a big hand, no aggro. Not with the hand I kept. Oh god, Diamond Ice. Alright, fine. I need to play Go Fish for a resource again. And just swing for a Queen's Guard. Alright, need all 3 resources to start getting ticks on this. Primordial Caves. When a troop enters your hand, secretly add counters to this. If you hit 10 or more, summon a random dinosaur. Oh, thank goodness. Alright, here we got our Sapphire. We are online for all of our thresholds. And we can get the Highlands Magus out there. Target troop gets +2/+0. So Colin's gonna make all of the troops that come in even bigger. And we have Buccaneer that can bounce a thing. Champion pulls a resource. And we need one more Sapphire to play Archmage Renlock. Oh, this is... Oh, God. Buccaneer with nothing to bounce. Mistakes were made. I mean, this isn't super aggro. These are just... This is 3 troops. Alright. So, Eternal Bastion... At the start of your turn, you target your charge powers cost -2 to use, and Kagulichu is only 4, so basically in 2 turns that's free. Oh god, that's lethal right there. Alright, so we clearly had lethal right there, but let's Dungeon Master wants to see some shenanigans. Top deck execution one time. Urunaz! And that's going to create a dinosaur. Rechosaurus gives everything crush. He fishes out the Jankbot and gives it spell shield. Alright, so let's play Reggie. And this. And pass the turn because... Again, we have him super dead. Like, this game is over twice now, but we want to see the swing. Show me what you got. Jank. Might Singer of Ages, Puck and Cottontail Explorer. All 2 drops. That puts 2 resources in hand. Yeah, I'll take the 5. Sure. Again, we got 5-3 in the air. That was pretty bad. Puts a blood aura on that, so that's a 6-7 life drainer now. Okay. Gets another blood aura. Play landing pause sight. Oh, it doesn't get the ability on it. Alright, so you're at 7. I'm gonna poke you in the face for 6. And pass the turn. Let's see some jank. Show me some jank. Verdant Rift is low-key broken and limited. It can be super good, especially if there's momentum stuff. Just here, bang, bang, momentum triggers, deck thinning. It's a little bit of late-game ramp if you really need it. And you get an uncommon portal. I think Verdant Rift is a very good card. Champion of Solaris hit Urunaz. In the Crypt has a Wrathwood Colossus and a Charge Colossus. Throws down a Blighted Seedbearer. It's going to get Zorath's Rectory, which does Dreadlings that permanently ramp up. Now pulls Mistress of Bones, Fallen Singularity, and Balthazar. There's a stronger hit. Is Mistress gonna pull anything out of the Does Mistress have a hit? No, it doesn't. It's just value. Alright, we're gonna let that hit again. Because again, we know this game is over. We're just watching Jankbot do Jankbot things now.
What you started.
Jank doing jank. Culmination of Blood, not so good when we have no cards. How many cards do you have to discard? Alright, there we go. Totem Trap, when you play this, draw a card. Alright, Yawn. Yawn. Alright, I think we give Champion one more Jankbot swing and then I will probably call it a game. Or he may just overrun us. Baroness Floriana. That plays well with several plants in play here. Jank. Yeah, there's so many troops over there, it's hard to see. My human army is feeling a little inadequate now. Ready to rumble takes out Vanguard of Cerulia. No swing, no swing. Whoops. How'd you do, Jakisha? Yeah, here's Exiled Bard. We're pretty much winding down the night now with our last game here, just trading shenanigans. Jank versus Jank. If we were playing this straight, I won the game, but then I held up short of lethal like 2 or 3 times, so that Champion of Solaris could do crazy things with Jankbot. 2-1's pretty good. Nothing like a booster for 3,000 gold. I've kind of treated the Fight Night as a little bit of how I grind gold when I don't want to play PvE. If I win a booster, I will take any booster I won for my gold entry fee and put it up on the auction house for gold. And obviously I get far more gold selling a booster than I paid in for the tournament. So that's part of how you see my positive gold increase, or the amount that I had on my account. Alright, so Croc is going to eat a couple things, but now he should just swing over and kill us. That would be the gentlemanly thing to do right now. Use it for draft stuff. That's also a good tactic. Rotting Chomp Knight, the Burster, all that stuff. And to farm gold to get platinum. Yep. Alright, let's, oh, yeah. See what we would have drawn. Karlach Cobblestone, that doesn't do anything for us. Bang! Negative 55. Silly Jankbot doing silly Jankbot things. Good games, champion of Solaris. So yeah, it's 9:53. This will be my usual hangout or wrap-up time. So I will bid you all adieu for the night. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me. I always have fun engaging in random shenanigans and doing this with you guys. As always, we'll be back next Wednesday at the usual time. We're going to stick with this dungeon for a while. Obviously, there's still several paths yet to be cleared. And then we'll play it by ear from there as to how fast people are clearing this dungeon and how quickly my progress is going on making the huge next one that follows. But, you know, keep an eye on things. I appreciate all the new followers tonight, too, continuing to grow the stream. Keep an eye on things. Good things ahead for Dungeon Masters and Entrath. But have a good night, y'all.